Hey all, it's Matt, and this is the first new video in a series of Jeep JL product updates. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Matt, we've seen your Jeep JL product updates. They weren't very good. Well, we're trying it again. The Grand Cherokee is sadly gone. I didn't wreck it, it didn't run away, it wasn't stolen. I traded it in on a 2020 Jeep Willys Edition. It's an unlimited this time. So far, it is much better than the two-door Rubicon that I had. So we're gonna start putting some of the accessories and options that I believe will make it a better road trip vehicle. So a full video on the JL will be coming out here in the next week or so, but I wanted to talk a little bit today and do a bit of a redo of a previously done video. So I'll put a link to it down below, but you might have watched my video of the Mopar bumper light bracket install. It was a nightmare. And if you want to watch it, feel free. But to summarize, it was relatively counterintuitive to install. It uses existing holes in the frame, but you have to drill those holes out to use them. They did not line up properly. Once mounted, the brackets were uneven and there was no option to adjust them. And the brackets sat very close to the bumper, so it was almost impossible to get a nut onto the light itself. And I actually wasn't able to use the 6-inch lights that I originally used because they hit the bumper. So it limited the size of light that you could use. Ultimately, my only option was a relatively small, rigid light. Today we're going to redo that video, but this time instead of using the Mopar light bracket, we're going to be using the Quadratec JL heavy duty bumper light bracket. About the same price, and it is a dramatically different experience. In fact, this is not a detailed install video because you don't really need a detailed install. It was super simple to put this together, and I wanted to just do a couple short video clips bundled together to show you just how easy it is to use this Quadratec compared to the Mopar. My goal is that if you are looking at a bumper bracket to use with your stock bumper, and you're torn between Mopar or Quadratec, which frankly right now are the only two real brands that are offering a lot of options, the Quadratec is the way to go. It is an easier install. It offers the flexibility of width, virtually unlimited width. So if you want to run light bars or lights, you can also run multiple sets. So you could probably install up to 6 lights if you wanted to buy 3 sets of brackets, and you'll see why when we walk through the install. So take a look. Hopefully this is useful. If you have questions or comments, throw them in the section below. And if you enjoy this video, as always, please select that like button and give me a subscribe. Otherwise, let's get into it. So the install is fairly straightforward. You're going to remove the grill, and I already have it removed, but it just is held in place with, I believe, 8 pins. So you're just going to use a flathead screwdriver or a trim removal tool, and then it's held in place with clips at the bottom. I had to actually reach down in between the grill and push them out. You want to be careful, especially if you have a painted grill. If you hit this on the grill, it will mar the paint. So just be careful. But otherwise, pretty straightforward. The bracket can go in multiple positions. You can see there's a hole in the bracket. If you want to put it over one of the push pin, you can. I'm mounting it as wide as possible. The lights that I'm installing, I prefer to have them out a little bit. But it's fairly straightforward. What I did is I mounted the bottom piece, and you literally just fish it down and in, flip this up, and you're going to put the other 2 bolts in, and it does rest. So I am at this mount, I am physically touching the bumper.
but I'm not particularly concerned about that. Again, I want these as far wide as I can. You can flip these, so I could have mounted it here, but I felt this was the best way to go. So once I have it all together, I'll show you what it looks like. So now that I have them in position, just any kind of straight edge will work, but you just want to make sure. You can see this one tilts just a little, so you want those to be completely level. So make that adjustment before you tighten them down. Man, is it hot out here. So I will apologize for the heavy breathing. I am dying. Picked the wrong day to do this. So these are installed. This is such a clean installation process. Kudos to Quadratec for getting this right. So these are both super in place. They're tightened. What I've done, I'm installing rigid lights. So I actually wire tied the wire underneath the bracket. It goes down and will come up into my engine bay over here. But that way the smallest amount of cord will show, as opposed to having it come out of the grill. And so at this point, you can install the grill. All right, so the grill is back on, and you can see just how clean are these brackets. Just perfect. Great design, Quadratec. Let's put the lights on. And there we go, the lights are mounted. Now, I still might want them a little bit farther apart, and that's easy to adjust, but overall, I think that looks really good.